Hello and welcome to this video. This is the 4K version, the Jadfezy action camera. This is, I think, one of two cameras sold by this company currently on Amazon. This is the more expensive version. This video will just be about showing you some sample videos recorded with this Jadfezy action camera. We just made an unboxing video. There's lots of accessories here, as you can see. And this video will just be about showing you videos recorded at various settings with this budget-friendly action camera that we recently purchased on Amazon. This is, again, the Jadfezy camera, but this is the more expensive version, the one that advertises itself as being able to record in 4K resolution. So we'll just show you right away that we have some different settings for videos. We have 4K at 30 frames per second, 2.7K 30 frames per second, 1080p 60 frames per second, and also we have 720p at 120 frames per second. We're just going to show you some sample videos recorded with this camera, and you can decide for yourself if you think this quality looks good for a cheap, budget-friendly action camera. We recently purchased this for less than $50, so I'm very excited to see how good the video quality is, and you'll be able to see as well. Let's just turn this off. So we'll see you in the next part of this video. Goodbye. Where we show you some sample videos with this Jadfezy action camera at different resolution settings. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next part for the sample videos. This is a video test. Hello, this is a 4K video test, 30 frames per second with the Jadfezy action camera. "4K video test, 4K resolution, 30 frames per second video test with the Jadfezy action camera." "4K video test, 30 frames per second resolution, 4K with the Jadfezy action camera. Video test, cheap, budget-friendly action camera recently purchased on Amazon for a little bit less than $40 because we had a $15 off coupon. I cannot say I'm very impressed with the video quality in general, so we'll see with this video test. But I think based on what I'm seeing on the screen, it looks kind of choppy, so I don't know if I'm going to be very impressed here. 4K resolution, 30 frames per second with the Jadfezy action camera. Yeah, I looked at the other settings, 1080p 60 frames per second, 720p 120 frames per second. I didn't really like the video quality, so I don't really have high hopes here, but whatever. 4K resolution, 30 frames per second video test, Jadfezy action camera. 4K resolution, 30 frames per second video test. This is a 2.7K video test, 30 frames per second with the Jadfezy action camera. 2.7K video test, 30 frames per second with the Jadfezy action camera. .7K video test, 30 frames per second. 2.7K video test, 30 frames per second with the Jadfezy action camera. 2.7K video test, resolution 30 frames per second. 2.7K video test at 30 frames per second. Jadfezy action camera. .7K video test, 30 frames per second. .1080p 60 frames per second video test with the Jadfezy action camera, the more expensive version, not the $20 version. This is just a video test. How well can you hear me right now? How good is the video quality? 1080p 60 frames per second is the resolution that we are testing this camera at. This resolution, 1080p 60 frames per second. Just a very nice Sunday afternoon, February 27th, 2022. Here, weather is not too bad. It's not that cold. We're just enjoying being outside right now. 1080p 60 frames per second video test with the Jadfezy action camera. Again, this is not the $20 version. This is the more expensive version. Very cool accessories included with this camera, and right now we're just testing the video 1080p 60 frames per second video test with this budget friendly action camera that we recently purchased on Amazon. 1080p 60 frames per second. .1080p 60 frames per second video test with the Jadfezy action camera, the more expensive version. This is it right here, Jadfezy action camera. There we go. 1080p 60 frames per second video test with this cheap budget-friendly action camera that we recently purchased on Amazon. Today's a very nice Sunday afternoon, February 27th, 2022. Just enjoying not really enjoying the weather, but enjoying being outside, that's for sure. 1080p 60 frames per second video test with this budget-friendly action camera that we recently purchased on Amazon. .1080p 60 frames per second